Welcome everybody. Boy, little bit warm here in my truck, but it's a little chilly outside. Illinois got some snow this morning, a little bit different. So anyway, all right. So today we're going to talk about a few things. What's going on in the revolution, right? We're growing. There we go. All right, we're growing, and we're growing fast. So it's doing good. You guys are helping out tremendously. I mean, I've seen a few people who are absolutely incredible with what they've done and sharing the message. There are state leaders that we have that have really taken command of their area and are spreading the word in their area. It's freaking amazing. We're doing a great job. We're getting out there. There's been a lot in the news about some of these other groups that have started a little early, extremely unorganized, and like Ohio had a pretty decent showing of 200 people, but wouldn't it have been better to have 1,000, to have 10,000 people show up? And that was a pretty safe showing. They didn't have anybody get arrested there. Big headline on one of the ABC channels was that North Carolina had a protest today, and protesters were arrested. From the video I saw, it was one person who got arrested. He was probably being an ass. The rest of them were just nicely asked to leave. You can watch the video. The cops are totally cool. The guys just weren't following good protest protocols. And that is one of the things that we are going to be doing. That's why we are making sure this is organized. That's why we're making sure that everybody is following protocols. We don't want our people arrested. We don't want to look like fools. That is not the message we are trying to send. Sure, mainstream media is going to try to mess with us anyway. They're going to try to spin it some way or another. But it's our job to be responsible and make sure that they have as little fuel to go on as possible. So we are going to take that responsibility and make sure that we do that. The one question we keep getting quite often is, where's the event for my area? Go to the page, and in the events section of the page, every state is listed, every single one. So find your event, just hit the little events tab, go to your state's event, hit going if you're interested if you're not sure, but hopefully you get off the fence. Say hi to Barbara, Jessica, Kristen, Michael. Hi, guys. Thank you all for supporting. Thanks for being part of this. Thanks for helping us do this. This is, like I've said before, this is we the people. So, but yeah, find your event on your events page. One thing we're going to do, we're going to start as we get more group leaders. As we get more people involved, we're going to start getting groups going for each state or each area that is there. Yep, Tara. Yep, you're familiar with North Carolina there and what's going on. Alexandra, hi. So one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be forming group pages so that people can start talking amongst themselves. We're going to let the leaders do that of the state so that it's coordinated, so that we can get messages out fairly quickly. As you're aware, if you saw the post today, Facebook is censoring us. So I already have plans in place, things going on to make sure that we can continue to get this message out to everybody, no matter what happens with Facebook. I had somebody just right before this trying to find the page off of a link directly to the page and still couldn't get there. So we definitely are being censored, and that's why YouTube is up. That's why we're kicking in Twitter. We're going to have Instagram going up soon. We have a web page that actually we own the domain for. Have a designer and a graphic designer, a web designer and a graphic designer working on it right now. It's going to be super simple to launch, just like a sign up page basically, with links to the other places you can go. Yep, Barbara, May Day, celebrating communism on May 1st. Communism is dead. We are not going to put up with that. And actually, that's something later in the talk here, a little bit I want to talk about, is that. So, anybody who hasn't yet, go to Twitter. It's the @ symbol, American Rev, REV 2. That's the whatever you call it, the sign in for that. So find it, like, follow, do the thing, help share some of the posts. Connection might be a little shifty here. But anyway, so we had a great tweet out from the president, referencing some mutiny, and it sounds like he's kind of giving us the green light on that. That I'm definitely excited about the green light from the president on going for some governor mutiny. We're not going to put up with it anymore. YouTube, if you search American Revolution 2.0, you will find one of my previous videos on there. It's a little bit of a long hashtag. YouTube's a pain in the butt. We can't get a specialized one right away. We have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to do that. So that's part of the thing. Anybody who's watching this, go to YouTube, sign up there. That way we can keep the communication channels on. We want to keep them open. This is not old tactics, or this is not new tactics they're using. We know their normal tactics on how they're going to try to shut this down. So we are prepared. YouTube and Twitter, the Instagram, all of that are backups. They're buying us time to get the web page up so that we can completely remove the social media if needed. We are not reliant on them at all, okay? So definitely sign up for YouTube, sign up for the Twitter account, help push that Twitter hashtag, We the People. That is what this is about, is us, all of us. I wanted to cover a little bit of current events. Talked a little bit about it recently here, but we have some interesting news. Out in California, Eric, your area, if you're on, we have churches that are suing the governor of California over breaking the First Amendment. There's like 15,000 people are supposed to go on Operation Gridlock to Michigan tomorrow. It's a lot of people, and that's great. They're doing it in a way that is not going to be considered peaceful, and they're going to get towed tickets. They're going to end up with something. So if you're in Michigan, you want to participate, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what I will tell you is our thing is going to be organized. Perhaps you should just try to join forces with Reopen North Carolina now. Yeah, we are reaching out, Nikki, to every group that we can. We want to help them stay organized so that their protesters don't get arrested, so that we also show a bigger showing in every single place. In Austin, Texas, go to the page under events, okay? You want to look for the events tab. Every state is in there. We are going to start setting up groups for every single state. So that way everybody can stay informed, everybody can stay going. It keeps Facebook uncensored a little bit longer that way, so we can keep getting communication out. But yeah, do that, and we're going to keep going with this thing. Also, Daily Wire, if anybody saw that post, Ben Shapiro and I forget the other guy's name, Matt. Matt, I think, put out a big thing about the pushback going on. Angel, real quick, we shouldn't be marching DC. We're not marching on the president. The president didn't issue these mandates. The governors of the states did. So we're making sure that we hit the right target with this message, that it's not okay, okay? So we don't want to go to Trump on this. Another topic we'll get into. But Trump tweet this morning, we had the North Carolina arrest, from what I could see. It looked like a single one. Michigan, the CEOs in that state, some small business CEOs got together with a civil rights lawyer, and actually sent a letter, a little bit nice. It was rather PR. Yeah, Matt Walsh. That's the guy I was talking about. Thank you, Nikki. And they sent a letter to the governor, basically politely asking to reopen the state. The Angel, sorry to interrupt here. Angel, yeah, we absolutely should be going after the establishment. This is just step one. That's step two. So, we got to accomplish the first battle here. That's really what we want to do. This is the first battle in the fight. We want to win this battle, and then we go on to battle number two. This is not a short trip here. This is not a fly-by-night thing. For me, anyway, this is a long battle of getting back our government completely to what it should have been, what the founders dreamed it would be. I've said it before, they didn't see it accomplished in their lifetime, unfortunately, but we have the chance now to actually accomplish it. So that's what I want to see. And that's my long-term battle. I hope a lot of you are on board with me for all of that. That would be fantastic. Because again, even that, it's we the people doing it. But anyway, the Michigan CEO sent a letter to their governor, politely asking her to reopen it. They did a lot of good work on there, basically showing that the curve was on the downtrend, and indicating that what they were doing was causing more harm. They were a little politer than I probably would have been, but they did have lawyers involved as well, and there was that subtle hint that there may be some lawsuits coming if she doesn't get her stuff together. All right, Julie, yes, long fight. I hope as many people are in it as we can. We can make this country, as Trump says, make it great again, keep it great. Bill, how is it constitutional to give unelected officials like county or even health department authority to govern the people? The Constitution gave rights to the states, and smaller forms of government. Sorry about the connection problems. But the big thing was that they gave the majority of the power to the people. And right now that's what we have going on is there, these middle management, government bodies are taking it away from us. So that's not okay. We're not in a nanny state. We don't need it. Yet dictator in disguise. Absolutely. Now interesting thing with the Federal Reserve Bank of... Sorry, I'm having some connection problems here. Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, they came out in a statement, said we are going to have rolling shutdowns for 18 months. Rolling shutdowns for 18 months is what the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis is predicting. That's not okay. This needs to end. It needs to end now. We're not going to take this every couple months, because what they're saying is we're going to get wave after wave of this thing every time they release. We can't have that. We cannot have wave after wave of shutdown of our country. Yeah, exactly, Natalie. The 18 months, oh my God, the suicide rates are going to skyrocket. It's ridiculous. Financial hardship, it will kill. Okay, so next thing. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. There was word that one of the flyers going around had the Antifa symbol on it, the fist at the bottom. They're the ones saying that they want the May 2nd riots. So some of these things are intentionally meant to either be corrupted or to be infiltrated. It's a bad name. They want to give us a bad name and make us so that martial law ends up happening, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure that we keep clean, that we're good on... Stupid connection. What is going on? I didn't have this problem yesterday. Sorry, guys. If there's any kind of weird lag or something like that, I apologize. Anyway, so, we can't have crazy disorder at these riots, or not riots, at these peaceful protests. We can't have it turn out like a riot. We do not want that. We can't have our people getting arrested out there. All it's going to do is send a message that that bad things are coming, that we're irresponsible, and they're just going to try to push the nanny state more and more. So we want to make sure that we're responsible. We're showing a positive image of the American people in any kind of media. We cannot have we can't have this thing go bad on us, and we have the control of that. So, this is part of the group pages and why we want to keep tight communication on this, so that we can keep everybody updated to prevent problems. We don't want to have people out there getting arrested or this thing being twisted in a bad light. Yep, Antifa Fist is being the same. So that's one of the things, We also, on our march, will have to be very diligent about making sure that nobody steps out of line. That was one thing they did beautifully in Virginia with the gun rally, the gun protest. They had their people tightly controlled. Nobody was going to try a thing, okay? So we need to make sure, people could be bringing kids to this, so we need to make it nice and clean, no bullshit, no problems. Yep, yeah, that's right, Julie, that's right, Karen. So yeah, we got to keep it good and keep it clean, Here's an interesting topic. All right, we getting a good signal here? Yeah. Let's see if we can keep it here for a second. I might have to move so I can get a better signal. We'll see. So here's the final point I wanted to talk. And that point is that sorry, Bree. Just bad connection on my part. I do apologize. I'll make sure I'm in a good tight spot with next time. Let me see if I can move around and get a better signal here for this last part, because this last part is pretty damn important. Okay, so here's the thing. What these mandates are, what this issue is about is, and what these guys are trying to do is they're using, and this goes to the Trump tweet about this thing. And so what, funny, Joseph, what the mentality of this mutiny, the mutiny leaders, I call it prison mentality, right? So the thing with any dictator, any prison, there's more people than there are people keeping them in line. The trick is to scare people. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put enough fear into people so that they don't stand up for themselves, right? That's the idea. You get a bunch of prisoners who are organized in a jail and they can take it over. What was the Last Castle? Robert Redford, one of my favorite freaking movies. That guy took over an entire military jail, right? But he knew what the problem was, and he kept everybody organized, on message, and doing what needed to be done. He was smart, he was tactical, and they did it, right? And that's what we want to do. Yeah, exactly, Bree. We got 17 days to pull this thing off, so we got to be all working hard and working tight together. It's the same thing in any dictator's country, right? So you make an example of one person, and that's what they did at this North Carolina rally, right? They arrested one guy and then put out an ad saying, "Oh my God, tons of protesters were arrested." That isn't what happened, Maybe it was more than one guy who got arrested, but it sure as heck wasn't everybody. I watched the video; they were telling most everybody to just go home. So don't be afraid of this stuff. That is their tactic to keep you afraid and keep you just barely comfortable. So, we're not going to fall for this prison mentality, this dictator mentality that's going to be used here. And that's what's going to happen coming up in the next 17 days. We want them to be afraid of us, not us be afraid of them. Old quote on that, guys. We're going for freedom, not tyranny. And that's the message. We got to keep it organized. We got to keep the word spreading, blow this thing out on everything. I'm busy keeping the communication channels open and expanding the communication channels so that we have this, okay? We want to make sure that everybody gets to hear this. More and more people are realizing that they're getting screwed over and are coming around where they wouldn't before. We should not need permits. We will be checking into that to make 100% certain, Brandy. But in most places, no. The First Amendment is the deal, right? There shall be no law passed to stop the people from a peaceable assembly for a redress of grievances, and that's exactly what this is. So, I even looked into Virginia. They're one of the worst states as far as that goes, And so long as we're following certain protocols, we're fine, and there are things like blocking entryways, blocking buildings. We'll get into the details of that, but yeah, there's no, there shouldn't be anything that stops us. We will double check. Like I said, we are being responsible on this. Yeah, we need to get small business owners and other businesses reopen, and this is the way to do it. People have talked about getting small business owners to just open up on May 1st. No, we want them at this. We want them to be there with us, standing up. That's what this is about. The more people, the more faces, the more voices saying we the people are fucking done with this, the better. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to be responsible. We're going to be powerful, right? Let's look to Braveheart, the movie Braveheart, the William Wallace, the true story. That one was a little bit off of reality, but the true story of what happened in Scotland led to the founding of this country. Yes, we are going to wear masks. It set the precedent on what a lot of our country became. I've got a post or two about that on my page, but they're great inspirational movies, and the one thing they all have in common, guys, is that we're coordinated and we're not afraid. So keep it up. We have to stay coordinated, and we have to stay vigilant. Stay safe while you're out there, and yeah, guys, be safe. We'll do this. Okay, us together, all of us. Good job on everything we've been doing. Keep it up. Keep it up.